I was at your talk in 2016 with Jeremy Corbyn, and I thought it was excellent. It was two polymaths, basically, speaking to each other for a few hours. And I wanted to see what did you feel the context of it was, considering as soon as we came out, we found that there had been an attempted coup in Turkey.
It's a big question.
Can you state that question simply?
Okay, I want to see a literary legend and a politician talked for 2 hours. At the same time, there was a coup happening in Turkey. What context does it give to your talking to a politician in a literary setting when there was actual, a violence happening? What did you feel when you came out and when you heard that there was a coup?
If you don't mind my sense, at any point at which we speak, something disastrous is going on in this world. We live contemporaneously with all kinds of outrages. It's the nature of reality itself. As we speak right now, somebody is being shot, is being bayoneted, is being blown up, is being killed in some place in the world, whether it's in Ukraine, whether it's right now, everything, we live side by side with all kinds of unacceptable, unjust conditions. It is the difficult nature of reality itself. It's the reason why we need to do the work that we do, to constantly look deeply at life and to find ways of making justice flower in our time.
So I was thinking a lot about, especially at the beginning of the talk, about your poem for Grenfell Tower, and I think after the fire there was this real kind of outpouring of art. Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry, I'm not very tall. I'll stand up.
Your voice is tall.
Thank you. After the fire, it seems to me there was this real kind of outpouring of art, both like writing, music, not just from people who had witnessed it, but also the victims of the disaster itself. And I was wondering what you think about the kind of role that art plays, not just in speaking the truth and raising awareness, but also offering a kind of space for healing as well in the aftermath of crisis.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much answered your own question. Art as healing is also. I don't think art ever sets out to heal. I don't think that's what it, at its best, sets out to do. I don't think you can set out to heal. I think the healing that you talk about is done as part of the condition of art itself. The way in which it sometimes probes. I mean, I think it's C.S. Eliot, someone who spoke about the probing tool as a kind of healing. Sometimes it probes because many of our sicknesses, many of our troubles, is because we have these wounds and we've just allowed them to heal over on the surface. So we carry so many unhealed wounds that look healed on the outside. And there can't be any true healing till that deep wound has been healed from the inside completely. And art, sometimes at its best, probes that, prods the finger right through the fake healing on the outside, prods right through. And sometimes it seems to hurt and to wound and to insult. But what it's doing is allowing the truth of the condition to become clear so that we can then face it. And there's no real healing till we have faced something, looked at it, understood the nature of the disruption. We always talk about healing as a kind of a resolving, which I think is a mistake. It's not just resolving, because sometimes resolutions are fake and too fast. Resolving can sometimes be a very long time and sometimes an unknown process. So art can't do it in itself. You can't just listen to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and you feel better and art is healed. It does not work like that. Sometimes at its best what it does is it awakens one's own powers of resilience, one's own powers of self-occupation. you know. So it's the relationship between, again, a lot of art was created from Grenfell. A lot of art was slowly being created out of the Nigerian Civil War. But the art that was created out of it is not important, and it bears no relationship to the thing itself, because the thing has already happened. Art, in that sense, is always future-looking. That's why War and Peace can speak to us now in relation to Ukraine, even though it was written about something else.
Thank you. We're actually out of time, so I did promise the mic to this one person here, so let's do a very quick question.
Thank you so much. My name is Lisa, I'm an environmental lawyer and aspiring activist, and a lot of what you said is going to be sitting with me for weeks and months, and so powerful. Thank you so much for this. My question was, it's wonderful to see artists and writers like yourself engaging with the climate crisis. Do you see that there are ways of activists or people more on the front line being able to engage with art? Because as you say, the strident, urgent message doesn't get through, and maybe there needs to be a reshaping of what it means to be an activist or on the front line. So any thoughts on that would be much appreciated.
It's a complex question. Sometimes I wonder about the word activist. Sometimes I wonder about it. Words are really very powerful. What does acting mean? What does maybe it's not just responding to what we need to do. Maybe we need a deeper psychology of the people that we're trying to reach. Because finally, the idea of activism still carries this sense of us doing something. But we don't think about the mass of people living their ordinary lives who we're trying to reach and trying to say, hey, we're all part of this problem. Let's find a way to solve this together. Let's find a way to turn this big problem around. Let's find a way to do it. It's a cooperative thing. It's a collaborative thing. It's a joint thing. It's a dialogue thing. I go to many events, many activist events, and I constantly notice this doing, sometimes this big doing, and it's very striking. And it strikes the eyes, and sometimes it strikes the emotions. But sometimes I wonder if it strikes the soul. I think we need to find new ways of persuading people. We can get annoyed with the world and say, what the F is wrong with you? Can't you see that we need to do something right now? Doing that doesn't get to the world. So I think maybe activism needs a bigger compassion for the fact that people are sunken. I'm thinking of the Beckett play, that people are sunken in the difficulty of their lives. And that bringing up this other big difficulty to them, we need to find a new way to do that. We really need a new kind of psychology. I've been thinking about this a long time. And I think I constantly, people sympathize and then they recoil, and we're like, was that successful? Is it successful if you make the gesture, but you don't awaken the heart, you don't awaken the understanding, without which real change will never take place? We can tell people that they're idiots, but we need quote the idiots to help change this thing. So I'm just asking that question, because I go to a lot of readings and I ask people, why are we not responding? We know the facts. Most people, we're not idiots. Most people know what's happening. They're aware of the climate change issues. They're aware of all kinds of things. They read the newspapers. So why are we not rising? Why are we not responding in a fruitful way? There's something wrong there, and we need to rethink it.
Wonderful, thank you. That is unfortunately all we've got time for, and I know lots of people did have questions. I'm really sorry that we couldn't get to you all. There were lots and lots of hands up. I'm really sorry that we couldn't get to you all. But I hope that everything Ben said does sit with you all. Please join me in thanking